Hi everyone, this is Tina from Tina's Tasteful Treasures. I wanted to come today and give you a tutorial on how to make your own silicone molds with only 2 ingredients. That's right, 2 ingredients. The first thing you're going to need is cornstarch. Doesn't matter the brand, I get mine from Walmart. The next thing you're going to need is 100% silicone caulk. You can get it in a small tube, or you can get it in this big thing like I get because I make a crap ton of molds. Now get yourself a bowl that you don't mind getting messed up, because after this you're going to throw it away. Add some of the silicone. Depending on the size of your mold, depends on how much silicone you want to put in there. I give about a good amount. It's always better to have too much than not enough. Now we're going to add our cornstarch. Don't be stingy, but don't give too much. You're going to mix some in and then keep adding it until it's to the consistency you need. Let's start with that. As you can see, it's all mixed in, but it's still fairly sticky. This is still not to the consistency we want. Let's add some more cornstarch. I've added some more cornstarch. Let's keep on stirring. You see, it mixes in fairly quickly and fairly easily. But let's keep on stirring. Still sticky. Needs more cornstarch. It's finally starting to get stiff, but you can see it's still way too sticky. So now we add more cornstarch again. Now it's finally pliable. At this point, I would still put gloves on to do this, just to make sure it's not too sticky. There's going to be sticky parts in it, so what you do is just add a little more of the cornstarch on it, just like you would do a dough if you were making cookies. Not a baker, as you can tell. So now it's not as sticky anymore, and I'm able to move it around in my hands without it sticking to my hands. Now I always do my molds in a old lid. Usually it's a coffee lid. I don't have a coffee lid, so I have this plastic lid. Something that if it sticks to it, you don't mind throwing it away. If you're going to be doing a mold of a candy, I suggest you put them in the freezer, at least for a couple hours so they're nice and hard. Today we're going to be doing a peanut butter chocolate cup. Now what I do is I take my mixture of the silicone and cornstarch and I put it in the lid. I'm now going to push down whatever it is that I'm making the mold of. I actually want to do this the other way. So let's take this back up. And you can see that it's already starting, but I want to mold it the other way. So we're going to put that down and let's mold it this way. Because the bottom on most things you're not going to see, so you don't really worry about what that's going to look like, but you definitely want the top to be nice. So I just kind of form it around, making sure it stays the same kind of shape as the actual candy. It's going to make it a lot easier when it's time to unmold it. Now, you let it dry. Let it dry for at least an hour or two before you unmold the candy. But as you saw when I took it out, it was pretty much already in the shape that you wanted to. But you want your mold to set up some so that you can reuse it. Now, people ask, does this really work? Can I really use this over and over again? Here's the answer. I've made several different types of molds. I've used this one, which makes these type of wafer cookies. I've done this, which makes these adorable cookies. And I've done this, which makes your graham crackers for your adorable little s'mores. Still don't believe me? You want to see it in action? Let's go ahead with this mold here. Also, let me tell you, I do not recommend these for your resin. These molds will leave a coating on your resin so your resin's not shiny. Now, if you want to pour resin in them, you can. Just once they come out, they're not going to be shiny, so you would have to coat them with either your clear fingernail polish, Mod Podge, whatever you use to make your resin items shiny. Here is some air dry clay, and I am just going to push it into the mold. I probably could have used a little less, but this is just so you can see. I'm just going to push it into the mold. All right, and then you just go around the outside of the mold. And there's your cookie. Now just let it dry and paint it to your desired colors. I just unmolded this. As you can see, it's done. It has the little swirly on top like this does. Yes, there is some residue of the chocolate in there. What I do is I wait until this is completely dry. It's still not dry yet. And I just go in there with a little soap, water, and a toothbrush and clean out any of the residue before I start using my clay. There you go. A very inexpensive way to make your own molds. And yes, they do last. You can use them over and over again. I've used each of these several times, and it's cheap enough that once they break or they're no longer useful, you can throw them out, and you're not spending lots of money online for custom molds. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Again, you can find me on Facebook. It's Tina's Tasteful Treasures, or you can also find me on Etsy. I'll leave all the information down below. Please make sure you ring the bell, like, and subscribe. We'll be sending out lots of more content in the near future. Can't wait to see you there. Bye.